This is Benjamin Fulford speaking on March 11th, 2020. And it's the 9th anniversary of the horrific attack on Fukushima, Japan on March 11th, 2011. As many of you know, there has been a secret war raging for control of this planet since before then. And Fukushima was staged was caused by nuclear weapons drilled into the seabed, and it was used to blackmail the Japanese government to hand over their foreign exchange earnings. It's part of a secret war over the control of the financial system. And I'm pleased to announce that we've almost completed our victory against the people behind Fukushima and other horrors, including the current so-called pandemic. Once we are victorious, and there's action taking place now, military action, information warfare, financial warfare, it's hybrid warfare against a group of gangsters who worship Satan and who have hijacked the financial system. And I want you to think about things for a minute. We've had in our newspapers for decades fear porn. Gerald Ford back in the 1970s said there's this new swine flu and they have to vaccinate everybody, and 500 people were paralyzed by the vaccine and they had huge lawsuits. Now they're trying to do it again, and they're saying that we have to fight war with North Korea, we have to fight war with Iran, we have to fight war with Syria, we have to fight war with China. There are warmongering terrorists who hijack the financial system, and they're going to jail, and humanity is going to be free. What this will mean, and this is what will happen when we win. First of all debts will be canceled, public and private. Second, all the money that was stolen through financial fraud by privately owned central banks will be returned to the people. That should be the equivalent of about $100,000 for every man, woman, and child in just the United States alone. The military-industrial complex will be fully financed, and then there will be a swords to plowshares transformation. They'll become a space exploration and planetary protection force. The other thing that will happen is that the over 8,000 patents that have been suppressed for national security reasons, so-called, will be released in a responsible manner, and that should include anti-gravity technology, so we should soon be able to take flying saucers to work. And more important, old age will be a treatable medical condition like HIV. In other words, we should be able to live now for thousands of years once these people are overthrown. But we want to emphasize that no real entrepreneurs, no honest people are going to have their money confiscated. It's going to be a wonderful thing for the planet. It's going to be a liberation unlike any seen since the dawn of civilization. That's my statement. Now, go ahead with your question.
So we have Fab News, Hanna Kadzehari, Fabiola Tsugami. After we did interview with Benjamin Fulford, who is an investigative journalist bringing news from Japan, but news about the whole world. After last year interview, we were viewed by hundreds of thousands of people all around the world, and we even had our interview published in Polish newspapers, in some magazines. So many people could learn about what is going on this planet and what was hidden so far. Now we can see it coming more and more to light. Today we met Benjamin. It's 11th of March 2020. We have 9th anniversary of Fukushima disaster, Fukushima explosion in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant, which is linked to coronavirus as well and many other covert operations on this planet. First, I will ask Fabi to tell us about Fukushima, what is going on in Fukushima right now, and later we're going to ask a few questions to Benjamin. Benjamin already answered our questions. He can probably read our mind.
But you were just in Fukushima, so please tell everybody what you saw with your own eyes there.
Yeah. So please, Fabi, yes.
Actually, I've been going to Fukushima a few times a year since 1915. I have a lot of photos that are proof to what is going on, and the latest developments are pretty shocking. Actually, the power plant was located in two towns, Okuma and Futaba. Okuma is a home to reactors 1 to 4, including the 1, 3, 4 crippled one. And Futaba town places reactor 5 and 6. Actually, 96% of those two towns are red zones. You know what red zone means? That,
do you have your own Geiger counter?
I do.
And what's the radioactivity?
It's very high. So let me just tell you this. So actually, what you call red zone is a zone that is completely uninhabitable, and that means that you have 50 millisieverts per year. The exposure. So what happened there, so as I told you, 96% of two towns are the red zone, right? What they did before the Olympics, I believe, they opened them. They opened the highly radioactive areas. On March 4th, they opened Futaba around the station. On March 5th, they opened part of Okuma, a residential area. Like as nothing happened. And I went there with dosimeter, and the radiation would be like 1 to 2 microsieverts. Which is 8 to 16 millisieverts per year, I believe. So
that's normal background radiation, isn't it?
No. I mean, we are allowed as a public to get 1 millisievert a year. The background radiation is 2 to 3, but it's a different story.
I see.
So 1 millisievert, right, per year. Of course, Japan.
Now, I have a question for you. Did you see any dead animals or mutant animals?
No, animals
or
are doing
mutant
right.
trees or plants? Life goes on,
Animals are
Life
doing
is very
fine.
strong. Look at Chernobyl. It's a wildlife zone now.
But you know about the children, that this is official data from Japanese government. Over 200 children got thyroid cancer, and normally they don't.
I've heard they've been dumping medical radioactive waste there and using the accident as a cover-up for the illegal disposal of radioactive medical waste.
But what I want to say here, I don't want to demonize Fukushima either. What I want to say, that in a place which is actually dangerous, nobody talks about it. On the contrary, they're opening those zones that are not supposed to open. They're not ready, definitely not. Because you drive a few kilometers to the mountains, and we found a hotspot, 340 microsieverts per hour. So let's say, in theory, if you sit on that hotspot for 3 hours, you got your yearly dosage, right? 3 hours there. Enough. And so every time the wind blows or the rain falls, everything comes back to those decontaminated areas.
Okay.
But what I want to sorry, actually, to make a long story short, what I want to say, the places that are really dangerous in Japan, nobody talks about it. And here, like in Tokyo, we have 60 people who fell ill from so-called coronavirus, COVID-19, and all the schools are closed. Public facilities, museums, gyms, etc.
Okay, now let me tell you, I talked to the P3 Freemasons. Okay, this is Propaganda 3. These are the people who were behind communism and Nazism, for example. They're very powerful people, and they are using this so-called pandemic, which so far it's only affecting almost entirely elderly people with pre-existing medical conditions, and apparently, according to research at McMaster University, Canada, old people have a shortage of whey protein. Okay, so old people with pre-existing conditions should take lots of dairy products, and that should help them not get the virus. But anyway, the point I wish to make is that so far 4,000 people have died, which is 4,000 people who shouldn't have died. But in 2017 alone, 800,000 children died before the age of 5 of lung problems, and that's just the normal background. So they don't make a fuss about that, but they're making this huge fuss about 4,000 people. The reason why is because it's being used as an excuse for martial law and military rule, and that's a cover for the arrest of a lot of these gangsters who own the central banks, the Satan worshippers. So they're using the medical emergency as a temporary thing in order to carry out these arrests. And also, they tell me they want to have a world republic. Now, I know a lot of people say globalism is bad, but we do share this planet, and we need basic rules. We need to make sure that transnational criminals, like the Zionists, cannot keep going on carrying out illegal wars forever. They have to be stopped. They have to face military justice, Nuremberg-type trials. We want world peace. I think everybody agrees with that. And we all agree that we need to end poverty, stop environmental destruction. And they haven't been able to do that, which is why we're kicking them out of power. But anyway, it's fear porn mainly. Keep healthy and don't let the fear get to you. This is not really a pandemic, it's a political move. Whether you agree with it or not, it's a different issue. I'm telling you what they're telling me, and I'm saying that it's a propaganda exercise more than an actual pandemic. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, could we stop here once?